Hasn't checked in since.
They can't lock us out. The Czech Republic signed our UN mandate agreement. They gave us jurisdiction over terrorist investigations.
Yeah, well, the former director of their security information services runs state police now. He's come up with a loophole, claiming this attack falls under the homegrown terror exemption.
Homegrown. He's saying it's ARC? The Augmented Rights Coalition?
I don't care what he's saying. He may even be right. I just want us in there so we can find out.
So where do I start?
Technically, you're supposed to speak to our psychologist before getting back into action.
I don't need a shrink.
Convenient because she's not in the office right now, and I don't want to waste any more time.
So how do I get to Rizika? Public transportation's not stopping there.
It will for you once I make a phone call. Head to the metro and call me when you're there. Good luck, Agent.
Causing the greatest loss of life. History. I cannot speak for you.
What exactly is going on
Terrifying
here?
memories of that day still haunt me. It will certainly be a waste. This is Eliza.
You have your orders, Jensen. Call me when you're ready to go. Call me when you're ready to go.
Have made addressing those concerns a priority. Information archived within the walls of Palisade Property Bank is beyond the legal jurisdiction of the government. Palisade Bank now is now M330 Urban Security Archiving Company. Clear. Around the clock.
Doing extra communications.
There was another attempt to breach our firewall last night.
You talking about the same Vince?
The people studying the train station security camera footage asked my opinion about how vulnerable the surveillance systems were.
To check email and stuff, but I don't think he's done that in 2 weeks at least. State police just arrested an augmented teenager who kicked the door of a police car.
2 mobsters in the morgue right now, members of the same family, who apparently shot each other. That leads to some pretty horrifying speculation.
Somewhere in this city, there's a mob-owned casino in the sewer. Now I've heard everything.
Great! I was hoping you two could tell me I was worrying over nothing, but now I feel worse than before.
It'd be easier if someone would just step up and do it. I'd love to get a look at the bomb site myself, but you're right, not our show. Maybe whoever's in charge doesn't want anyone to feel safe. I just wish someone would nut up and take the blame.
Access granted.
Maybe the connection is that there is no connection. Is that fucked up?
Dr. Ozan, you have an outside call cleared and urgent. Katarina Norton to AG2's office. Agent Norton, report to AG2. Fully urgent. Urgent. Katarina Norton to AG2's office. Agent Norton, report to AG2. Fully urgent.
Maybe the connection is that there is no connection. Is that fucked up? Been scrubbing through garbage for hours. Keep digging.
I get that he's undercover, but Vince should check in more often.
Thanks. Keep digging. They don't care about jurisdictional. Maybe whoever's in charge doesn't want anyone to get there.
I highly doubt whoever did this bothered to stick around.
It'd be easier if someone would just step up and do it.
If you see my boss, I need to get some info to
To
him.
stay at home, so someone needs to be the example.
You know as much as I do about these guys. They're augmented, well-trained, and very dangerous. And they seem to be massing weapons and augs for some sort of attack. We don't know what.
Maximum spread. Maybe whoever's in charge doesn't want anyone to feel safe.
Here we go. The Church of the Machine God, and to some, the Church of the Machine, without the God. And then again, to others, the Singularity Church of the Machine God. This group has so many names and subgroups, it's hard to keep track. And believe it or not, they've been around in one form or another since the early 1970s. There are a lot of contradictory reports on who they are and what they want, but in general, they all want the same thing. They want to merge their consciousnesses and become one with the machine god through a ritual they call Ascension.
They're posturing, as opposed to conducting.
Our arms dealer Shepard, aka John Trent, is a former Special Forces commander and ex-Bell Tower operative. And as is typical for those ex-Bell Tower employees, he's been selling off old Bell Tower tech and weapons. But we don't need to worry about him anymore. He was killed by those gold mask guys in Dubai.
We're comparing notes. If we don't learn the way these people think,
This
we'll
guy
never
is the
try.
face of the Jinn and a charismatic force of nature. They call him the Bull of the North and the Heart of the Jinn. Real name Solar, works in conjunction with his cold and calculating brother, Wasim, who saved his life during the AUG incident. He is proudly augmented and parades his AUGs around wherever and whenever he likes. The hatred of AUGs from groups around the world has only emboldened him and his
They don't
organization.
care about jurisdictional.
Hey, Agent Jensen, I just finished reading the report. Tough break in Dubai, man. God, I just want to know who those gold mask guys were, you know? And as soon as I know more, it'll be up on the board.
I highly doubt whoever did
Maybe
this
the connection
bothered
is that there is no connection.
Run DNA
Is
check.
that fucked up?
Right now, think my blood is about to...
Janus relies on
No, it's the right call. I'm relieved, to be honest.
Maybe it's a cliche that in order to catch a criminal you have to think like one, but it also happens to be true. I'd rather not say what this reminds me of.
You know state police aren't above profile.
Thanks. Keep digging.
Jensen, we need... My God, Jensen, I heard about the explosion. We should relocate. I was thinking we could corner Director Miller together. Tell him it's not safe enough here.
We're fine, Chang.
The police station, the train station, we're next. I can feel it. I can more than feel it. I can see it happening.
No one knows where we are. There's no reason to get paranoid.
That's where you're wrong. They're trying to pull the lid off of us, Jensen, or someone is. Praha Dovos just got hacked.
Our building's front company. Thought it was fake.
I wish it was fake. Miller's got me cleaning up telecam footage from the attack to help figure out who these people are. Meanwhile, maybe they're trying to figure out who we are? Why else poke into an import company?
Think someone's figured out that the company's a front? Maybe they know what's really down here.
We have a lot of enemies. The people who bombed the train station. You don't think they'd love to know where we are? You need to help me figure out who's looking into us and make them stop.
I'm gonna need more information about this snoop of yours.
I don't know for sure that our cover's been blown, but if it has, we need to know before our enemies have a chance to do something about it.
You got an MO in this hacker?
At first I thought it might be the Collective.
But you're not convinced.
Not Janus's style to leave crumbs this big. But whoever it is, they risk exposing us. If the Collective ever found out where we operate... My God, Jensen.
Maybe Janus knows already.
Hey, don't say shit like that. I get nervous enough as it is.
You really think there's a risk here? Maybe someone's just poking around the fake website of a fake company.
If someone points a gun at me, I assume it's loaded. If someone hacks into the website of the company that serves as our cover, I assume they're doing it for a bad reason.
Such as?
Everything depends on who they are and what they know. But we're in the business of dealing with terrorists. If those terrorists find out where we are...
DF-29 likes its privacy.
Sure. More importantly, Chang likes being in one piece. Unlike you, I don't just brush off explosions.
What can you tell me about our front company?
Praha Dovos was designed to be forgettable. The kind of place you walk by 100 times and still can't remember.
It obviously caught someone's attention. What happens if we're compromised?
My guess, we dismantle and disappear. Agents go into hiding, Director burrows into some hole, poof, no Christmas party. I need you to find out as much as you can about our snoop. Make sure we're not in danger.
Alright, you have any leads?
I traced our hacker snoop to an unrented apartment. Top floor, 33 Hlavny, just down the street. This guy walks by us every single day. Probably walks in.
You're kidding.
See? You feel it now. The constant buried alive feeling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we were supposed to be suspicious of things that go on outside these walls.
It's never that simple.
Just get into that apartment, access the computer they used, and find out what you can. And be careful, Jensen. We don't know who we're dealing with.
I'll look into it. As soon as I know something, so will you.
Be careful out there.
Maybe whoever's in...
Be careful out there.
Preemptive action would be great.
Smart move. They don't want to be caught in a dragnet. Been everywhere for the past week.
Be careful
It
out
would be
there.
easier if someone would just step up and do it.
What I need you to do is listen to me.
Right now, I think we're flooding the bus.
I've been scrubbing through garbage for
How's security over there?
Anomaly detected. Trace program
They're
initiated.
posturing, as opposed to conducting an actual investigation.
Keep digging.
Access denied.
You think one of them would
Listening
pop
to
up
this
on some
police
list
chatter?
somewhere?
My god, it's a comedy of errors. No, it's the right call. I'm relieved, to be honest.
It'd be easier if someone would just step up and do it.
We know state police aren't above profiling.
Maybe the connection is that there is no connection. Is that fucked up?
They don't care about jurisdictional crap.
State police are playing stingy with sharing evidence.
We're advising people to stay at home, so someone needs to be the example.
Keep digging.
You think one of them would pop up on some list somewhere?
They're posturing, as opposed to conducting an actual
Maybe
investigation.
whoever's in charge doesn't want anyone to feel safe.
Access granted.
Listening to this police chatter? My god, it's a comedy of errors.
This is so weird.
I
Maybe
highly
the
doubt
connection
whoever
is
did
that
this
there is no
bothered to
connection.
stick around.
Is that fucked up?
How's security over there?
They just relies on public perception.
They don't care about jurisdictional crap.
Thanks. Keep digging. Composition could tell us a lot, but it's the trigger that really does the talking. Maybe whoever's in charge doesn't want it.
I'd rather not say what this reminds me of. No, it's the right call. I'm relieved, to be honest.
I like cereal.
It'd be easier if someone would
They all
just
want to
step
be
up and do it.
What I hear?
The explosives were designed to get maximum spread.
Listening to this police chatter? My god, it's a comedy of errors.
Maybe whoever's in charge doesn't
There's
want
something
anyone
here,
to
I'll
feel
find
safe.
it.
No, that's not consistent with train station cameras.
They're posturing, as opposed to conducting an actual investigation. I highly doubt whoever did this bothered
Maybe the
to stick
connection
around.
is that there is no connection. Is that fucked up?
How's security over there?
Thanks. Keep digging.
I've run DNA checks through all the alphabet agencies.
You know state police aren't above profiling.
It'd be easier if someone would just step up and do it.
Right now, I think what I need you to do is listen to me.
Maybe whoever's in
We're
charge
advising people to
doesn't
stay
want
at
anyone
home,
to
so
feel
someone
safe.
needs to be the example. I highly doubt whoever did this bothered to stick around.
Maybe the connection is that there is no connection. Is that fucked up?
They're posturing, as opposed to conducting an actual investigation.
I've run DNA checks through all the alphabet agencies. Nothing.
Listening to this police chatter? My
Just
God,
wish
it's a
someone
comedy of
would
errors.
Maybe
Take the
whoever's in
blame.
charge doesn't want anyone to feel safe.
Who am I? I'm the guy doing his fucking job. Who the fuck are you?
We're advising people to stay at home,
it or
so
is it not
someone
a
needs to be
probable
the
target?
example.